Welcome to the Journey of Self. This is your coach Mehnaz Amjad, and in this particular series, I intend to assist you with awareness and knowledge so that you deal with the challenges of life the right way. The title of our session today is How to Replace Our Negative Thoughts with a Positive One, or in short, how could we create an alternative thinking to a negative mindset? Friends, in our life, we seldom realize that most of our decisions stems from the beliefs we hold about certain things in life or the meanings we've attached to things, to people, and to events. In my previous session of the same podcast, I spoke about how to avoid getting into a deep stress mode by first understanding, having a grip on the problem. Then I spoke about in a separate series of how knowing what's beneath the problem really help us figure out the why behind the issues that take us into deep stress mode. In our session today is basically where having understood our problem and even knowing the why behind it, the very reason why the problem exists. The final step usually we coaches help people in is to find a solution, and sometimes the solution is in replacing the negative mindset or the thoughts and beliefs to a positive one. But replacing thoughts is not as easy as it may sound, because the thoughts are nestled into our deep limbic system of our brain, which works in the most complex ways. And it works in connection with various other neuron and neural activity inside our brain. Our brain, when we take a decision, we might just think we are relying on our past experience when we make a decision. But from a neuroscience perspective, at a single moment in time, the brain is collecting information from your memory, which is your hippocampus, then from your emotional center, that's your amygdala, along with the way you have attached and associated meanings to each and every issue, to finally arrive at what should be your decision or a way forward. Basis on that, you take action. Now, all of this does not happen in a long sequential manner, but it happens in sometimes in even fraction of seconds, where we decide or we get a thought or the feelings we feel that really regulates our thought process and what we would do next. So when you are stuck up in an issue, or you find yourself dealing with something very difficult and not really being able to find a way out of it, and being stuck up in a stress mode, not just understanding what the problem is and knowing the why beneath it is not sufficient. The solution part is where you would need to replace your thinking or your mindset. And this does not come easy, and oftentimes may require you to seek support of a coach, a mentor, or a therapist. I'll share an example with you from my own life where, as a kid, I was always very poor in mathematics. And I used to take tuitions, and somehow I managed to clear my 10th standard. But the fear of numbers always stayed with me, and that is precisely why I never pursued science or anything related to it, because I assumed this fear made me assume, this fear made me think I would never be good enough, I would never pass it out, and I would never excel if in case I chose subjects which may have numbers in it. I was in a surprise when in my graduation final year, I scored 100 out of 100 in statistics. I never knew I was so good in it. By the time I finished my 10th standard to my graduation years, this fear of numbers, even though it stayed with me, to some extent, when I scored such good marks in statistics, I was confident that I could do really well. But then again, in my MBA years, I was back struggling with numbers in one of the subjects of operation research, which I found it to be really difficult. So, this growing up here, associating numbers with a meaning that it's difficult, it's tough, and I won't get it, stayed with me for so long that there were times when I chose to be an entrepreneur, not just 5 years ago, but even before that, I kind of stayed because I thought businessmen, entrepreneurs are people who are very smart. And to me, the very smart are those who are good with numbers. That was the meaning I would associate and attach to being smart or being intelligent. So, regardless of all the talent and potential and knowledge I hold, I was not smart and I was not good enough because I was weak with numbers. Now, when I worked with my coach for the very first time, it was precisely on this problem where I seek support because one episode of scoring a high marks in statistics didn't really help me alternate my thinking from a negative to a positive one. And with this limited belief that I'm not good with numbers, equivalent to I'm not smart, I'm not good enough, I'm not confident enough, and I don't think I am intelligent enough to be an entrepreneur, kept me stuck in my life for a long time. I can't turn the wheels of time now. However, I ever remain grateful to my coach who helped me break this limiting belief and taught the right way of doing so. So, friends, the call to action for you is if you find yourself in your life in an area or a space where you've been living with a similar belief that has kept you stuck, or maybe you still feel it's a challenge even today, my suggestion is first, discover it, understand and explore what are those beliefs and those thoughts which have always kept you in a limited mode. Having found that, reach for a coach, hire one for yourself, and you can thank me later for doing so. Because to replace a mindset, you always need an expert. This is not something you could do it all by yourself. Hire a coach and see, you will find you've taken the best decision of your life, and your life will profoundly and phenomenally change while you keep alternating all your negative thoughts to a positive one. That's all for today. I hope you will be able to explore and identify those that have kept you limited. Once you've done that, reach out to your coach. Thank you. That's all for today, and I'll talk to you soon.